Next at 11, a man is dead after he was shot by law enforcement officers in Winter Park.
As soon as I turn the corner, there's this guy coming flying, but he's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you could tell that he's being chased.
Witnesses recount what they saw minutes before officers opened fire. The new information we are learning about the suspect.
A Florida school bus driver is dead after the bus he was driving barrels through a Publix parking lot, hitting 3 cars. What investigators say caused the driver to go off course.
Businesses in Daytona Beach have been bracing for the Coke Zero Sugar 400. It is an economic shot in the arm. I'm Gail Pascal Brown. I'll explain why.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
A very active scene in Winter Park. Altamont Springs police say officers shot a man Friday afternoon. This happened on Wymore Road north of Lee Road. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Stuart Moore.
And I'm Summer Knowles. This investigation started with a car chase out of Altamont Springs. WESH 2's Luana Munoz has been reaching out to law enforcement to get new information on the case.
The Florida Department of Law Enforcement is now investigating this officer-involved shooting. The officers have been put on administrative leave.
Time now to talk about the weather and strong to severe storms that impacted us here in Central Florida tonight.
The radar is still active at this hour. Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi is here now with where these showers are. Hey, Tom.
I tell you what, guys, the activity tonight is up in Flagler County, but boy, it was a busy evening, especially along the I-4 corridor and west tonight. And then as we went deeper in tonight, it kind of pushed towards the eastern side of the I-4 corridor. Now it's up towards I-95, Marineland, Palm Coast getting in on a little bit of rain. Things have really quieted down here in the metro areas. But boy, I'll tell you what, after multiple flood advisories, you can see why. 2.5, 3.5, close to 4 inches of rain in many locations in Orange County and southeastern Lake County. Here's a few of them for you. Ocoee, Metro West, Celebration, and Bay Hill. More rain is on the way tomorrow. I'm timing it out for you on Futurecast when I see it coming up in the next couple minutes, guys.
All right, Tony, thank you. A Brevard County teacher is now in jail accused of child abuse after police say she pushed one of her students. Beatriz Reposarda stood before a judge today for the first time. Her bond has now been set at $10,000. Investigators say an intellectually disabled student did not want to move, so the teacher physically pushed the student at least twice and later pinned them to the ground. Parents are upset about the allegations.
We just moved here. My kids go to the school, and obviously it's upsetting.
Going crazy, especially from the school. Nothing really happens around here.
Brevard Public Schools says the teacher has now been placed on administrative leave.
A former deputy in North Florida has been charged with manslaughter after the shooting death of an airman. Former Okaloosa County Deputy Eddie Duran now faces a criminal charge. Back in May, he fired several shots at Roger Fortson. The deputy was responding to a domestic disturbance call in the area and knocked on Fortson's door. Fortson opened the door while holding a gun that was pointed at the ground. Fortson was home alone. A Tampa Bay area fire lieutenant and his wife are behind bars tonight. Deputies say 39-year-old Sasha Engel and 37-year-old Alyssa Engel are accused of forcing a 16-year-old to take part in sex acts with them earlier this year. An arrest report says the fire lieutenant directed the boy to perform different sexual acts on his wife. This happened when the teen was staying over at the couple's home back in April.
Whether you're a citizen, whether you're a sworn officer, whether you're a first responder, it's unacceptable. But it definitely does sting more knowing that people who were trusted to protect, serve our community at any capacity would do something so horrific.
Engel's on leave without pay. Deputies believe this was an isolated incident and no other teams were involved.
All right, take a look at this surveillance video showing a school bus leaving a roadway into a public parking lot, hitting 3 cars. It happened this morning in Sarasota County. FHP says the driver experienced some kind of medical condition while driving, causing that bus to veer off the shoulder into the Publix parking lot. The 59-year-old driver died at the hospital. No children were on the bus at the time. The investigation is still ongoing tonight. And in Lake County, deputies busted a suspected illegal internet gambling operation. It was located at a business called Dreamers along State Road 50 in Claremont. Detectives say they found about 100 machines dedicated to this activity. They dismantled the operation that had about $45,000 in the building. Detectives with the Leesburg, Claremont, Eustis, and Mountain Dora police departments also assisted with this investigation.
In Commitment 2024, independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is no longer in the race for the White House. Kennedy told supporters he will seek to remove his name from the ballot in battleground states because he believes his presence in the race would help Vice President Kamala Harris. Kennedy said the move followed conversations with former President Donald Trump over the past few weeks, and he is giving Trump his support.
I was a ferocious critic of many of the policies during his first administration, and there are still issues and approaches upon which we continue to have very serious differences. But we are aligned with each other on other key issues.
Kennedy's presence on the campaign trail has been minimal in recent weeks. He has not hosted a public campaign-sponsored event since early July. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump spent the day campaigning in Las Vegas. He talked about a no tax on tips event. Trump did mention Kennedy dropping out of the presidential race, saying he'll be talking about it more at a later time. Tonight, he fully got that endorsement in Arizona. The former president also attacked Vice President Kamala Harris after she endorsed the no tax on tips policy.
She's a copycat. She's a flip-flopper. You know what a flip? She's the greatest flip-flopper in history. She went from communism to capitalism in about 2 weeks.
Trump also attended a campaign event tonight in Arizona.
Looking ahead to tomorrow, NASA will hold an internal agency test flight readiness review for the Starliner crew test flight. Now, the review will go over the Starliner's propulsion and helium systems to better understand ongoing technical challenges. NASA is expected to announce a final decision on when astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams will be able to return home. Meanwhile, the new era of spacesuits will have some help from a cell phone giant. Nokia is partnering with Axiom Space to provide high-speed communications for the Artemis astronauts. That will help the crew capture real-time video while they are on the surface of the moon and communicate with mission control back on Earth. However, there are important differences in the moon phones versus Earth phones.
Two things really are important. One is the size, weight, power optimization of the system and build a very compact, highly integrated system. And then really also we want that system to be self-configuring, self-deploying, and really operate autonomously without human intervention.
The suits are expected to make their debut with the Artemis 3 crew no earlier than September 2026.
The Coke 0400 is taking over Daytona Beach for a weekend of revved up racing in action. And experts say last August, about 25,000 fans attended the race. Thousands are expected to head out for the weekend's race events. And as Gail Pascal Brown reports, that's great news for area businesses. All right, remember, you can watch the race right here on WESH 2. Our coverage starts tomorrow night at 7. Then, of course, stick around for WESH 2 News at 11.
Lake Mary is just 2 wins away from winning the Little League World Series. The Sluggers pulled out another win last night, knocking Nevada out of the tournament. Now they take on Texas in the U.S. Championship. Tomorrow's game is at 3:30 in the afternoon, and WESH 2 Sports Director Darren Stolzfus will be there live in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, covering all the action. Look for his live reports starting on WESH 2 News at 6.
It's been a long time coming, even though Mother Nature decided to dampen a few games.
But Friday Night Hits is back. Still ahead tonight, the WESH 2 Sports team is here with all the highlights from the biggest games, including Bishop Moore at Oviedo.
Welcome back. Busy night in the First Warning Weather Center. The peninsula's got into play. This front met right in the middle, right over Central Florida.
Yeah, so Tony, how's that going to play out for this morning?
Well, tomorrow I think we're going to be okay early on. So if you got an outdoor event, I think your kids are indoors, you said, but if you got any outdoor events in the morning, you're okay. Afternoon, just like today, we're going to do it all over again. And then you have to watch all these outflow boundaries as they instigate more showers and storms and interrupt football games, this, that, and the other, if you know what I mean. Let me take you back outside right now and show you what it looks like. Tower Can, a little bit of wet weather there this evening for sure. Still a little bit damp on the road, so be careful out and about late tonight. Temperatures along the coast running 80 to 85. Back through the interior, rain is winding down. Still a little bit of rain now along the coast. And a little disturbance here is kind of curling curling up towards the northeast. We'll keep tabs on that to see if there's any sort of tropical development with that. Far enough away from us that we're not too worried about it, but, we're always going to keep tabs on things nearby. Palm Coast up towards Marineland, down towards Flagler Beach. You got a little pocket of instability here, so watch your travels I-95. More rainfall totals from today. Timucuan, 2.81 inches of rain. Longwood, Ravensbrook, and then back towards Lake Mary, all doing very, very well in the rainfall department. Down towards Lake Nona, Belle Isle, Crescent Park, all over 2 inches of rain. Hunters Creek, 1.62 inches of rain. Quieting down overnight in the metro areas, but we'll do it all over again once we get you into the afternoon. Out the door in the morning, 7 a.m., 73 to about 77 degrees. Here's a look now at Futurecast. This pesky stationary front with little pieces of energy rippling along it are going to cause more afternoon showers and storms, not just tomorrow, but again on Sunday. Now, it's not going to be an all-day rain. The whole day isn't going to be a washout, but when it does get going, kind of like tonight, you're going to know it. The rain's going to be coming on in fast and furious. Weekend planner here, 91 Saturday, 91 on Sunday. Rain chances running at about 60 to 70% both afternoons. Let's take a look at the setup for tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 80s at the beaches, lower 90s through the interior. 12-hour forecast for Daytona Beach. Looking pretty good. We may have some morning showers on into early afternoon, but I think by race time, we are going to be in much, much better shape. We take a look at Titusville. A lot of clouds, some rain in the morning, but improving in the afternoon towards the mid-evening hours. So Coke Zero, late morning on into the afternoon. Showers and storms around, but by race time, I think we're going to be in really good shape. Tropically speaking now, a couple waves out there. We'll watch this one, but other than that, not expecting any development here in the short run. So let's put it all together now here for you. 7-day forecast, Saturday, Sunday. Rain chances elevated at about 70%, but notice the trend now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, rain chances going down, afternoon high temperatures going up.
WESH 2 Commitment 2024, your home for election night coverage with non-stop, up-to-the-minute results.
And listen to this, it's wild.
And late-breaking election news.
Almost every supervisor of elections office experiencing issues on their websites tonight.
And team coverage of key Central Florida races.
The WESH 2 News team is spread out across Central Florida tonight.
For complete coverage on air and online heading into November.
We'll see how the presidential race could affect these down-ballot races.
Stay with WESH 2 Commitment 2024.